Good morning, everybody. Hello and a warm welcome from me. My name is Chris. I work for Global Opportunities, and we wish you a very warm welcome to our Discover Global Opportunities Week. This is a week-long of activities and events, webinars and sessions to hopefully give you a bit of a flavour as to what Global Opportunities is and some of the ways in which you can get involved. So, as I say, my name is Chris, I'm from Global Opportunities. I'm just going to run through what's to look forward to this week, what events will be taking place, and also to give you a bit of an insight into why we think it's such a good idea to go abroad. So first and foremost, we were set up a few years ago with the objective of sending as many students as we can abroad. There are a huge number of reasons that we wish to do this. Predominantly, we're looking at the employability angle. We know that employers are looking for international experience, but they're looking for graduates who've got these kinds of experiences. They're looking for graduates who've been abroad, is the long and short of it. And the reason behind that is that there are such a number of experiences and such a number of really good benefits that you will gain from spending time abroad. It's a really good opportunity to do something different. It helps you stand out from the crowd. It makes you that little bit different to the rest of your cohort. And depending on the type of placement that you undertake, it's a really good opportunity to make an impact as well. So it's a really good way to, especially with projects such as volunteering, it's a really good way to make an impact into a local community and to give something back. And also a really good way to experience some new cultures and to get some travel in as part of your time at university, which is a really good opportunity too. There's a lot of research going into this area at the moment, which is finding some quite interesting things. As you can see from the stats on the screen here, this is taken from the University's UK International Rising Aspirations report, which was conducted last year. And this found that out of a sort of sample study of graduating students, that 80% of those students who've been on a placement abroad were 28% more likely to achieve a first-class honours degree, and then also likely to be earning 6% more in terms of their salary than non-mobile peers, so they're fellow students who hadn't been abroad. So there's some really good educational benefits, as well as career benefits in terms of the amount of money you're likely to earn due to spending time abroad. You'll see one of the pictures there is from Jackie Yip, who undertook an Erasmus placement in Finland. She was actually the student union president quite recently, so her placement abroad really benefited her in that sense. Additionally, we're able to offer some funding. That's one of the unique things about Global Opportunities, that we have funding available to support all of the activities that we're able to offer. We have Global Opportunities bursaries, which presently range from £300 to £2,000. There are some externally funded programmes, such as those through the British Council, Erasmus Plus, to give you a couple of examples. You may be able to source a paid internship opportunity, and we do also offer additional funding for students from widening participation backgrounds. So accessibility is very important to us. We want to make sure that these opportunities are open to as wide a range of students as possible. In terms of what you can do and where you can go, our opportunities are broken down into two main strands, one being degree-related exchange, under which this first slide here falls, which is European exchange. So I'll just talk briefly about what European exchange is and how it works. So this is basically where you would study at a partner institution in Europe. You would take courses related to your degree, and any credits that you earn abroad are then transferred back into Cardiff credits and contribute towards your degree. For exchanges, you never pay tuition fees to the host university. You would only ever pay tuition fees to Cardiff University. So it's a really good way to experience a different education system, to experience a different country and a different university, while just paying for your Cardiff degree. At present, there are grants available through the Erasmus Plus programme. This is sort of subject to change in future years owing to Brexit. However, we are working very hard to make sure that there is still something offered as we go forward. International exchange is fairly similar to European exchange. It is where you would study at a partner university, however, this time it would be outside of Europe. And exactly the same as with European exchange, any credits that you earn are transferred back into Cardiff credits. You would go to the partner university, you would take courses relevant to your degree over there, and then those credits would be transferred back into Cardiff credits and count towards your degree. With international exchange, we have partners all around the world in some really exciting and interesting countries: Australia, Canada, USA, Hong Kong, Singapore, to name a few. And as with before, you only pay tuition fees to Cardiff. You don't ever pay tuition fees to the host university. It's worth mentioning that some partners in the USA, their tuition fee could be as much as $50,000 a year, and you're going to get that for the cost of your Cardiff tuition fee. So it's quite a good deal. And for both of these options, for European exchange and international exchange, you are still eligible to apply and receive student finance. If anything, you like, generally you would receive a little bit more on the overseas rate. It's worth mentioning that European exchange and international exchange, it is dependent on what you're studying. So you would need to make some inquiries. You can check this out on our intranet pages as to which degree programs allow for this activity to take place. You can also find out from your academic school, who would be able to tell you exactly what the situation is. The second sort of main strand of opportunities that we provide are through our international summer programs. As the name suggests, these would take place during your summer holidays. They would need to be a minimum of 2 weeks long. We have bursaries available for all of our opportunities, and the rule of thumb is that every undergraduate student is eligible to receive funding from us once. These programs, because they take place in the summer holidays, they don't count towards your degree, so they are not academically recognised. And what that means is that you've got complete flexibility to basically to whatever you're interested in, wherever you would like to. We break our options down in the summer into 4 main categories, which are short-term study, internships, volunteering, and research. So for short-term study, you can basically apply to undertake any study program at any university in the world, as long as it meets those criteria on the screen. So you could be studying a language, or you could be interested in learning a language from scratch. You can do that in the summer. You can go and do a language course in Spain, for example. Equally, you might want to go and do a cultural course in China. That would be fine. It would just be something to come and talk to us about. Internships tend to be arranged for you. We work with a few internship providers who would source the internship that you're looking for. We have these currently in China, Vietnam, Mexico City, Colombia, and Canada. They typically last between 6 and 8 weeks in duration, and you would let us know which sector you're interested in working, and that provider would then source your internship and take good care of you while you were there. Volunteering projects, we have a huge number of volunteering projects, probably about between 15 and 20 projects all around the world, from Fiji to Cambodia to India, Japan, Uganda, Zambia. They are pretty much in most parts of the world. And those projects focus on a number of different things. They're in different areas. So there's a lot of teaching projects, environmental research, sustainability. So lots of different things to consider in some really amazing locations. And finally, research. If you may be wishing to undertake some research with a partner, or with somebody that you know who's willing to take on somebody to do some research during the summer. We also work with partner universities to try and source some research placements. So again, that's something that you would be able to apply for. And as I said, those all take place during the summer, and we have funding to support all of those. In terms of what's going on this week, I thought I'd just sort of highlight the programme of the week. So it is a series of online events, some hosted by ourselves and colleagues in our team, some hosted by partner universities. We will have ambassadors dropping into certain sessions as well to give you a bit of a flavour based on their experiences. So our ambassadors will be students who've undertaken our placements previously. So today we've got an overview of international exchange, the international exchange team. So they'll just tell you a little bit more about the ins and outs of international exchange, how it works, how you can find out more. If you're interested in a European placement, that's something you can find out some more about at 1 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock today, there's a drop-in cafe with some of our colleagues from the Global Opportunities team, which is just kind of a friendly Q&A session. You can ask us anything you would wish to there, and we'll answer as best as we can. Moving on to tomorrow, if you're interested in studying in the USA, It might be a good idea to go to the session today at 11:30 about international exchange, and then following on from that, you can find out a bit more in depth about studying in the USA. Similarly, at 1 o'clock tomorrow, there's a Studying in Europe session, which will tell you all about that. We've got a couple of partners providing some sessions tomorrow afternoon, which is really exciting, from the University of Florida and the University of Wyoming, both in the US. And then we've also got our Global Opportunities Ambassadors holding a Q&A session tomorrow at 5 p.m. Wednesday, we have a session on researching a traineeship. Our traineeship is a work placement within Europe. So when I mentioned the European exchange, a traineeship is an option that you have within that. And that is where you do basically a work placement as part of your degree, either for a semester or for an academic year, depending on your degree programme. You can find out all about how to research one of those Wednesday at 11:30. If you're interested in studying potentially in New Zealand or Australia, then Wednesday afternoon there's a session on that at 1 p.m, followed by a presentation from our partner institution at the University of Tasmania, also Australian. And again, another Global Opportunities Ambassador Q&A to end the day at 5 p.m. Thursday is all about, well, the morning certainly is all about Canada, studying in Canada. So that's a good way to find out about all of our partners that we have in Canada. We've got a session on the application process at 1 p.m. We've got another provider presentation at 2:30 on Thursday, which is Manitoba University, they're a Canadian partner. And then we've also got the University of Bremen, one of our German partners, at 3 p.m, talking about what they can offer. And another Global Opportunities Ambassador Q&A session to round the day off on Thursday. And then on Friday, we look at Asia. So starting at 10 a.m. with a presentation from Nanyang Technological University. They are based in Singapore. That's one of the top universities in the world. They regularly feature in sort of the top 30 in university rankings. It's a fantastic institution in Singapore. You can find out more generically about studying in Asia at 11:30. Quite an interesting presentation session at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, the future of Erasmus. As I mentioned at the start, it is very much up in the air at the moment due to Brexit. We're not quite sure what the outcome will be, depending on those the way the negotiations go. So there'll be a bit of information on what we might expect. And then one final drop-in cafe with ourselves, with our Global Opportunities colleagues on Friday afternoon. So if there's anything that you want to ask us at the end of the week, then please come along to that. We also have a Global Opportunities notebook, Discover Global Opportunities notebook, which is linked to, you can find that through the internet. I'll show you how to find the internet page in just a second. This is a wealth of materials, some of which have been provided by our partner universities, some of which we've provided ourselves. This is a really good opportunity to find out lots of useful, up-to-date and relevant information. And it does link also to some of the talks that we've got coming on. You can see on the screen there, there's the Study in Canada talk on Thursday, and there's some information about studying in Canada there. So just wanted to raise your attention to that. To find it and to find all of the information about this week, you will simply click on the search for Discover Global Opportunities Week. And what this page looks like is coming on the screen now. You kind of scroll down, you've got all of the events, everything is a clickable link. So any of the events you want to join, just click the link and it will take you straight to it. There's also some useful general information about European exchange, about international exchange, etc. And you can have a play around on those pages and you can navigate to all of our full content. So everything that you need to know about global opportunities is also within our intranet pages. So that's a really good resource for you to look at. So as mentioned, everything is on our internet pages. All of the links are within the Discover Global Opportunities Week page. You can also email us. You can find us on social media. So there's a huge number of ways to get in touch with you. We'd love to hear from as many of you this week as possible. Any questions that you've got, this is the perfect week to find out about it. Ordinarily, we would be doing a fair at the Students' Union in person. for obvious reasons, we're not able to do that this year. So this really is the best way to find out all about what we can do for you. The bottom line is we want to send as many of you guys abroad as we possibly can. Obviously, it's a challenging environment at the moment, and there are a lot of uncertainties moving forward in the short term. But thinking longer term, this is something that we really want to remain involved with. So please do use this opportunity to find out as much as you possibly can. Throughout the week, for all of our events, we'll be running surveys. So we would love to hear your feedback. So there is a link to a survey there. That is the end of what I wanted to say today. I will just reference one question that I've seen on the live event Q&A, which asks whether you need to be fluent in whatever language your European exchange partner speaks in. Now, this will depend on your degree programme, and it will depend on the partner university. But generally speaking, if you're not studying a languages degree and you want to study at one of our partner universities in Europe, those partners will have been sourced on the basis that they teach in English. We appreciate that there would be a huge language barrier, and it would be quite difficult for you to go and study in a country where you don't speak the language. So the rule of thumb there is, if it's not a language degree you're studying, your semester or year abroad would be taught in English. So I hope that answers that question. So I hope that gives you a good flavour for what to expect this week. As I said, we're really excited to bring you this event entirely online. We look forward to speaking to as many of you and seeing you at our events throughout the week. So yeah, I hope it's really useful to you, and I hope that we're able to help you, a lot of you, spend time abroad in the not too distant future. Thank you. Bye-bye.